Live from the studio of his parents' basement, the Have You Seen It podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight. Sitting across me is the one and only Cash Krause. But before we begin, if you guys could please be sure to smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. So with that said, Cash, what are we reviewing today?
Today we are reviewing, it's the midst of February, so, you know.
Couldn't tell.
You know. Yeah, could you tell there's... I'm a person that will see mostly anything in the theater, but not a lot out there right now. This is a movie I was kind of excited for, which is rare for me to be excited for a movie in February. It is starring a band I like a lot, the Foo Fighters, which is odd to say, but it's Studio 666, a horror comedy story by Dave Grohl, head of the Foo Fighters, and it has a lot of Foo Fighters in it.
It does, the whole band.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept for sure. Yeah. You don't get very many band movies besides...
Tenacious D. I think that's literally the only one.
No, the Spice Girls, Spice World.
Oh, yeah, I guess the Spice Girls, yeah, that's right.
Where they played all themselves, yeah. Yeah. So I was looking forward to it. I like Foo Fighters a lot, but this one was very middle of the road for me. I wanted to like it a lot more.
Yeah, that's basically how I felt too. I wanted to laugh, but I was like, I just didn't hit.
Yeah, I wanted to be more like Tenacious D, but with gore, and not enough of anything. I felt like.
Some of the bandmates. Not the best actors.
No, well, clearly just not actors. Dave
yeah.
Grohl can definitely hold his own. He's a
can.
good enough actor at this point where he could definitely, his part was fine. But the rest of them, I thought, had too many lines, too many screen time. I thought for sure this would be more like, right at the start, we'd get them, getting taken out one by one or whatever, so that, you'd get them off screen.
Yeah.
But some of these other band members, played huge roles
all the way leading up to the very end.
I know. Yeah. I like the Foo Fighters. They do have great chemistry. You can tell that on screen.
Yeah, for sure.
And also the writing. The writing wasn't very good either.
No, yeah, I just thought it was a little too. And I get it. It's a horror comedy. You're trying to splice the two genres, but I just felt like the comedy was kind of whimsical at times, where it was like, this is supposed to be funny.
Well, I wouldn't have mind that if they went all in on that, like a Wayne's World-esque meets like The Evil Dead or something like that. Right. Like I wouldn't have mind that at all, but they didn't. They like half did everything. Because I like one of the funniest parts was when like they were listing off all like the signs of you're possessed or whatever, and one was like levitation, and Dave Grohl comes in and he's
levitating and doing that.
Like I would have liked that because that's very like Tenacious D, very crazy kind of kooky. But that was like the last 30 minutes of the movie when they started doing stuff like that, and it was a little too late, and the movie's pretty long.
Hour and 50 minutes.
You could have cut this 20 minutes for sure, and it would have been a better film.
Yes. A tight 90.
Because the film ends where you think it's going to end, and then it goes another 18 minutes with, like, Jeff Garland coming back
and being like, it's for the devil. It's all the devil. And I'm like, we already know that.
All that could have been cut.
Yeah. I was like, I kind of already knew that.
Yeah.
I feel like this is you just explaining it to me, but I was like, no, I get it. I get why he's at the house. I get why he was set up. I didn't need it.
I'd say about 90% of horror movies are at that hour and a half mark.
Yeah.
And for a good reason. Yeah. Exactly. You don't want to overstay your welcome. So, but I guess they just couldn't cut enough out of this.
No.
But it does, the editing was kind of weird too, where it's like...
It was. There were times where it was kind of choppy.
Yeah, where it's like we come in and it seems like we came in like halfway into the scene, or maybe we were leaving early on a scene or something like that.
Even the cuts between houses when she's showing the house and he's like, and then boom, they're just, as she already walked away, they're just boom, immediately in the next room. And I was like,
at first, I think it seemed like they were trying to do the Edgar Wright really quick cuts or whatever, but not well, not to the point that Edgar Wright does it. But it makes me really feel like the Foo Fighters did everything on here. Like they were in the editing room, they were writing this.
They had hands in everything.
Because it kind of just feels like that, where it's like, I don't know. I don't want to say like unprofessional or whatever, but kind of just sloppily made or whatever. But it's not the gore and the special effects though are amazing. Mm-hmm. Like all the ghost people look great or whatever that, and all the kills I thought looked really good too. And really practical.
Yeah, and some of them were over the top, and that's what I liked. That's what I wanted more of.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like the one that comes into mind that I loved is when Whitney Cummings and one of the bandmates are having sex, and then the chainsaw. It's so stupid. It's over the top, but that's what I want in a film like this.
It's very like Evil Dead-esque. Yeah, exactly. Lots
and the
of
chainsaw came through her face, which I actually like that. That looked good.
Yeah.
And then cut through both their bodies, and then you just see them.
Yeah,
bloop.
amazing. Yeah.
Like that's funny to me. Like
I wanted the whole movie to be in like the vein of that, that kind of theme, but it dipped in and out of that. Yeah. But yeah, I liked a lot of all the kills looked amazing actually, and they were brutal.
Yeah, they were.
It's a hard R for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Started tossing limbs in the old wood chip.
That was good. The hammer kill at the very start where he's bashing her head in was brutal. They kept going back to it.
Yeah, they did.
Another thing is I thought for sure we were going to get like a lot more cameos. Like that's what this whole movie should have been, 60% cameos of all famous people playing parts. Because one, you can't give the Foo Fighters too much screen time. Obviously, there's not good enough actors in the bunch. So it should have been filled with a lot more cameos, and they don't have...
You could have killed them off really fast, too, as if, like, Dave Grohl was possessed.
Or been in that one guy... you could have had, like, a comedian play a cop or something that drops by. You could have had so many more... I mean, like, Will Forte plays but he's...
Delivery guy.
He does not have enough to do. It's not funny enough.
No, it wasn't funny enough. And then gets killed, essentially.
But does not, like, there's not a laugh out scene with him at all. It's Will fucking Forte.
Yeah.
You can almost have him go in there and do anything. It'd be funny, but it was not good. They're forcing this demo joke about him having a CD for...
I know, and that one just didn't land for me. I mean,
it wasn't landing for anyone. Yeah. Nah.
I got the demo thing, because, like, I'm sure they get that a million times a day, so it's funny
joke's been done a billion times, right? Like the delivery driver that's obsessed with the band. But I wish he had something else to do besides the ranch joke in the demo. Yeah, but not enough for sure. But yeah, he does get murdered, so... he doesn't get a chance. And then Whitney Cummings is also, I guess, a cameo, but she ends up having a big part in it.
Yeah.
Where it's not even really a cameo. She plays
There was one part that I liked with her in it, and I love Whitney Cummings. I think she's a hilarious comedian.
I wonder if it's going to be the same part. It's one of the only parts I think I laughed out
loud.
I
laughed out loud in the theater, and it was when the fence... Yeah, she just... goes slowly down.
And the fence is like, what, 12 feet high?
It is, yeah.
How is she on it? Again, I wanted more of that
kind of
ridiculous kind of absolutely like wacky kind of humor.
Yeah.
But it was too grounded.
Because it almost became, when she did that, it became meta, where it was like, it is a horror film.
It was funny, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Not enough of that.
But that's why one of the only funny moments is with a comedian. There's probably a reason for that. She probably did that on her own.
Well, she had been up like on a stand.
Well, yeah, no shit.
That had to have been part of the joke, though, that she was so high up.
So,
I wanted a lot more of that kind of humor.
Yeah.
Again, that kind of like Tenacious D-esque ridiculous humor, but not enough of this. They needed a comedian or someone to help write the script or something. Someone to come in here and help. I don't know if Dave Grohl did all the screenwriting. I know it was a story by him. Yeah. But I don't know if he did the screenplay. But someone else needed to come in here. And
there was a cameo that we have to talk about that was actually pretty funny. I enjoyed this moment. So Dave Grohl, he's, playing the piano and he starts singing. And then he gets a hand on his shoulder because he's singing a Lionel Richie song. And he grabs him.
I also left it.
That was a good part, yeah. But that's my song, you motherfucker.
He goes, get your own song, motherfucker. And no, he goes, get your own fucking song,
nerd.
Sorry, Lionel. Remember, he's so scared when he comes in. Yes, more of that.
Yeah, see, that shit's funny. Again, like, that's what I wish they would have focused on more.
It's just like 10 minutes of that kind of humor, though. I thought the whole thing would have been that, especially with Dave Grohl being in Tenacious D. I thought for sure he would have been in that kind of spirit, but no, missed the mark as far as that. But yeah, Lionel Richie was good. They could have had someone famous play the roadie that gets fried.
Yep.
It's a perfect opportunity to have a cameo. My favorite cameo, probably one that you didn't even catch, was John Carpenter does the intro music for it, and he's
the old guy with the white
sound
hair.
mixer guy at the very end. I love to see that because I don't know how they got him because it's impossible to get John Carpenter to do anything.
Well, he must be really close friends with Dave.
He loves doing music.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's exactly why. Yeah, he's more of a musician now than he is a filmmaker. But he did the intro, which was great. But that's another thing is I thought there'd be a lot more music in this. Mm-hmm. There's not.
No.
I mean, I thought there'd be a lot more heavy metal songs. There wasn't. The only time they played a Foo Fighters song was at the very end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unless you count the Dave Grohl, the bim, 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 bim. But he's playing Everlong.
I don't.
Like, dude, you wrote that 20 years ago.
I don't. I definitely don't count it. That definitely wasn't in the soundtrack, but there should have been a lot more heavy metal tracks or something in the soundtrack.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Not enough music. And I think that was because they were too focused on making this perfect song that they didn't want to throw in other music, and I wish they just would have. Because it doesn't take away from the special.
Yeah, and you could have like a dream-esque scene where you get another cameo from like another rock star or someone that's like giving him inspiration or something. Like, I don't like Ozzy
or even him down in hell.
Yeah.
And then he's playing guitar with the devil, and then he could have played the devil. It could have been like the Devil Went Down to Georgia type thing where he's playing a rockin' and doing a duet, you know.
Yeah.
With the devil. I mean, there's a lot of funny shit he could have done.
Yeah, you definitely could have had more music for sure. I thought that was what a wasted opportunity. I mean, it's Dave Grohl. You know, he has a ton of friends in the industry. Yeah, I'm sure there were a lot of people that would not have been upset to lend their music to this. Mm-hmm. I don't get it.
Yeah, it was.
I think they were
weird.
Yeah, I think it failed because it tried to be a little too serious. Like it tried to be a legit, like a ghost story at the end. Like, and it ends kind of on a weird note too.
Yeah, it does. I didn't really understand that.
I did not know where they were going to go at the end with the
guy thing.
The guy's dying too. I didn't know where they were going to go with that. Yeah. But
it was weird.
It was
a weird film.
I just wish it was better. It's not horrible at all.
No.
I mean, again, the special effects I was kind of blown away. They were really good. I like the old guy, the story that there was an old band. I wish there was more story to that house. Mm-hmm. But it was just a band in the 90s. I thought there'd be like a long line of history
of like bands going into the house and dying and committing suicide or whatever. Yeah.
No, just one band 20 years ago. Yeah.
Still there. Their souls are still there.
Yeah, locked away. But I liked all the imagery of the old like groundskeeper that they thought or whatever with the hedge clippers and even using those hedge clippers on Will Forte at one point.
Yeah, he did.
Brutal death.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the deaths were amazing, like I said.
Yeah, the deaths were good. I thought the raccoon looked great, too.
Yeah, that's the special effects on this. I didn't see who did it, but very well done. At least they knew well enough to be like, we have to do good and almost all practical, too. Yeah, the raccoon looked great. The guy getting his head chopped off with a cymbal.
Yeah.
That was really good. And then he comes down and the blood is
literally just spraying all the way down the wall. That looked pretty awesome.
That was good. Let's try to go through all of them. Pat Smear, he was ran over in the car. That was ridiculous. Yeah.
That was so bad. It was intentionally supposed to be bad, though.
Well, I honestly don't think the effect worked out to how they wanted it. Because it looked like they only had one chance to get it. Mm-hmm. I mean, because it does, cost a bunch of money to get a replica of a guy.
Yeah.
So it just didn't look like it kind of worked out as well as they wanted it. It kind of like fell off to the side. And we just got to deal with that.
Got to keep it. I thought it was kind of funny, though.
I like the attention. Yeah. That was a good one.
I mean, with a real horror film, you probably couldn't do that, but luckily this was horror comedy, so it's like, okay, whatever, that was funny.
Yeah, his head kind of exploded. Yeah. That was a pretty good one. What does another guy just get stabbed? That was kind of lame.
Yeah, he got stabbed through the neck.
Because Jeff Garland's character and...
was it Barbara or something like that?
And a real estate agent, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. Which, again, I recognize the actress, but I thought you could have had someone bigger playing that role as well. But yeah, they're working for the devil. Was that it?
Yeah. They were working for the devil, and then they wanted Dave Grohl to finish a song so then he could start a solo career.
Well, yeah, because the whole story goes, I know it's like we're halfway through to get to the story, but it's like Dave Grohl, 10th album, he's having writer's block, of course. Mm-hmm. This was a funny part. He doesn't want to go to any studio anymore because all his studios sound the same, so he wants to go to somewhere new. So they give him this house out in Encino, scary house or whatever, and he finds a new musical note, the L sharp, that no one can wrap their head around the entire fucking movie. Mm-hmm. Like, and at one point, even when they're going through, which was kind of funny scene, they're like, where they're going through talking about all like the stages of Demon. They're like talking about the other band members. They're like, yeah, just do an E flat. they're like talking about it. And then he comes in flowing. He goes, no, stick with the L sharp. And he like floats away. But yeah, basically they go into this scary mansion and Dave Grohl immediately gets possessed. Mm-hmm. He goes down. This mansion is fucking huge too.
Yeah.
He was down because some band in the 90s went there and some shit happened, opened up a portal. There's like a Necronomicon little kind of book, made out of human flesh, of course. There's a million of those.
Of course. Too many.
We got to get rid of these. I'm not for book banning, but this is one we got to get out of the
human
schools.
Flesh?
Get them out of there.
Get them out of there. We can't.
I don't want my kids reading it.
I don't want them touching the book.
No.
Let alone reading it.
Well, it's fed by sacrifices also. Yeah. You got to constantly feed that thing.
Yeah. I don't need my children sacrificing things to a book.
And let's talk about the drip on that raccoon. For 30 years, that thing's pumping out blood.
It's been there a while. It is still leaking. That was at one point a very healthy raccoon.
Oh my God, the healthiest.
Blood was pumping.
Oh, the thinnest blood too. But yeah, thin fucking blood in that raccoon. But yeah, these books made of human skin. There's too many of them out there. We got to get them. We got to burn them. We got to get rid of them. Do something. But yeah, they opened up.
Or just give them a proper burial because it is human skin, so that's probably someone's body.
I think it's many people's bodies. Yeah, a lot of pages in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the book was written by Aleister Crowley, of course.
Mr. Crowley.
What they put? That's another song they could have had.
They could have had. Yeah. No, I know. That's why I sang it.
There's so many.
Ozzy would have totally let them use that.
Oh, Ozzy could have had a cameo in this. I bet if they would have asked him.
I wish he would have Ozzy. You couldn't understand a bloody thing he'd say.
Wheel that guy in there. That would have been funny scene. And you can't understand anything he's saying. Right. Be like, all right, thanks, Ozzy.
Hey, good to see you, Ozzy. Yeah.
There is an awesome dream scene, though.
Yeah, that one was pretty cool with all the red eyes around.
That was really, they kind of teased it in the trailer, but that was really well done and pretty freaky.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Especially being in the theater by myself.
Yeah, you're right.
I know the perfect sound like it. It was it's pretty freaky, but the horror scenes are well done. Mm-hmm. It's just the comedy and the writing and everything else that is.
Yeah, the comedy is what fell flat for me.
Yeah, which I was really going into thinking, oh, this is going to be a lot funnier than scary, most likely, right? Kind of ridiculous, off the wall.
They try to go for more jump scares, than they did actual comedy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the delivery or the writing or a combination of both.
I don't know. But it, I just didn't vibe with it. It didn't hit me like I was hoping it was going to.
It didn't for me either.
Which sucks because I was hoping now we'd get a long line of bands.
Band movies, yeah.
Not like movies based on their bands, but just like off the wall, different shit like this. But after seeing this one, unfortunate, and I don't know if very many people are going out to seeing this. It surprisingly got a wide release.
It flopped at the box office this weekend. Opening weekend for it, it made, you're not going to believe this, $1.6 million.
Well, do you know what the budget is on this? Because I got a feeling it might be on the more expensive side.
Oh, probably. Yeah, no. No budget was given to me that I could find. But, no, I can't find one anywhere.
Yeah, 1.6, and that was a pretty wide release. It was at every theater,
It was in 2,306 theaters in its opening weekend, and it was projected to make anywhere from $2 to $5 million. So...
That's a really low expectation, too. And
yeah, it's rough.
That is, oh no, poor Dave Grohl. I mean, not like he's going to be doing bad, but that sucks.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah, well, I thought it was going to be a little better.
Yeah.
Weird. I want to know the budget, though. I'm trying to look up the budget, but the internet's all fucking weird right now. But it definitely seemed like it'd be more expensive.
Yeah.
Although you're not paying anyone to have that many cameos. I can't imagine Whitney Cummings. She
probably just did it for fun.
She's probably just around. I feel like Will Forte maybe would have been your most expensive
cameo.
Getting John Carpenter, he probably did it for free, but not like he has a huge cameo. It's almost he almost has 0 lines in it. It's just him mixing audio for a long, but which is sure something he probably just did for the movie anyways. But yeah, I don't know. Disappointed for a February film. I'm not shocked, but
I know
it's not the worst film of February.
No, it's not. Not even.
Not the worst horror film.
It's not the worst horror film at all. I'd rather watch this again than ever watch
I'd watch
that
this 8 more
piece of
times.
shit called Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Netflix. God.
I'd watch this a lot. Yeah. I wish this one was streaming though.
Yeah, I was pretty bummed I had to go to the theater to see this. I wish it would have just been streaming.
Had it been good, I wouldn't have mind at all.
But after seeing it and then being like, I could have just watched this at home.
Yeah, this one definitely makes a lot more sense to go streaming. I don't. It's going to cost some money for sure.
And maybe I would have enjoyed it slightly more had I been able to stay in my home. I think the idea for me nowadays going to a theater, I really expect the film to be decent. And I get mad when it's not because I'm like, fuck, dude, I had to drive a half an hour to get here, sit down, sit in 20 minutes of previews.
Yeah, I do think this film was decent.
No.
I just don't think it was great or even good. But
yeah, I mean, it's middle for me at best. It wasn't a terrible film, but it wasn't a great film either.
Yeah, it honestly could be the best film in February, though.
Yeah, it is.
I got a feeling this is better than Uncharted. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say definitely if that is true, but I got a big feeling I'm going to hate fucking Uncharted. Yeah,
probably.
But yeah, not the best.
Yeah, it is what it is. But looking forward to next week. We got the Batman, so we're back on it, back on track next week. Cannot wait.
What
for
if that sucks?
It's not going to. It's literally not going to. It's just,
I think so. Me and you are in the class of thinking that is going to be one of the best films of the year. But
yes,
I was so sure of talking from you that, but everyone else that I've talked to, not that excited for it. Kind of freaks me out.
Well, they're nerds.
I wish there were actually more nerds because they probably would enjoy it more. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it'll be like a word of mouth thing where once people realize that it's going to get like, I'm going to guess it's going to get 80% Rotten Tomatoes.
No way. I think it'll be in the 90s.
Well, oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah,
That'd
I
be
really
amazing.
believe it, yeah.
I'm saying somewhere in the 80s, but even if it's somewhere in the 80s, that's going to get enough word of mouth where people are going to go out and see it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because that's a really, really well done. That's one of the best DC films in a long time, if that's true. All right, Mason. Look forward to that review coming out.
As do I. All right, well, that is our review for Studio 666. If you guys like what you've seen here, please be sure to smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. Thank you so much for watching and listening. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Krause, and until next time.
Bye.